Hi there, welcome to FCA Heart Matters. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Today, as we talk about spiritual formation, I want to talk about particularly three dangerous emotions, a triumvirate of those emotions that can lead to an internal implosion, if you like. The three that I'm referring to are lust and fear and anger. By lust, I don't mean necessarily sexual, although it certainly can include that. I'm talking about any uncontrolled, inordinate, overwhelming desire. It's appetite beyond reasonable discipline. It can be expressed toward other individuals, circumstances, possessions, and it can even turn inward. It's a dangerous place to live for self-gratification. I see it, I want it, I must have it, I take it, I possess it. It actually is the exact opposite. Lust possesses us. Then there is fear. Fear is the loss of courage. It's debilitating anxiety. It's paralyzing, traumatizing panic. If lust is unresolved longing, fear is unresolved trust. But then there's a third one, and that's anger. In my view, it's unresolved issues with circumstances or with people. Anger. In this age of COVID and convoys, there's a lot in our culture that can make us angry, that can agitate us to the point beyond frustration. Now, to be true, anger's not all bad. The Bible, actually, in Ephesians chapter 4, commands us, be angry, but don't sin. You can't read scriptures, Old Testament, right through to the last chapter of the New Testament and not recognize that our loving, merciful, compassionate, kind God has an angry side. Even Jesus took a cord and wound it around into a whip and took on the money changers in the temple. But rarely is my anger righteous. How do I keep my anger righteous? Ronald Rolheiser has suggested 3 ways to keep our anger honest. Let me ask you, do these make sense to you? Number 1, honest anger does not distort. We must not let our issues, our hurt, blind us to the possible good that there is in another person, the one with which we are angry at. Neither should we not see that in circumstances that agitate us, there's not something possibly constructive in that circumstance or in that situation. In other words, we need to be very careful that we do not allow horrific feelings of rage to give us license to not see the good in anyone or anything. We don't get a pass to exaggerate, to slander, to be loose with the truth, or to become vindictive. Just like we need to speak the truth in love, so our anger needs to be infiltrated with love. That leads me to the second. Not only must anger be honest, but it does not include rage. In other words, there's a very big difference between anger and rage, between disagreement and going ballistic. It's not okay to yell and to scream and to shout, to stomp your feet and bang your fist on the table just to get attention or to intimidate. Anger, yes, can bring focus to a situation, but it must not exceed civility. It cannot spark further division. Righteous or honest anger must seek resolution and repair and ultimate reconciliation. So what have we said? Anger must not distort. It must not turn into rage. And thirdly, it cannot let us grow bitter. In other words, what do we read in Ephesians 4? Don't let the sun go down on your wrath. There is a shelf life. Just like sorrow and grief can cause us to be frozen in our emotions and we can't shake it off, so anger can do the same internally. We can find ourselves becoming embittered, dark, negative, critical, judgmental, cantankerous people. That's no way to live. An angry and an embittered spirit bends the soul away from peace and joy and love and well-being. So the New Testament says, be angry, but don't sin. And the Old Testament gives us a warning. Psalm 37:8, refrain from anger and forsake wrath. It tends only to evil. Remember, take care of your heart because your heart matters. God bless.